The good times keep getting gooder because Adam Carolla is coming to your town August 29th in Provo, Utah at Dry Bar. Torrance, California, Sunday, August 31st, 2 shows at Mom Said Yes. Yes, that's the name of the venue, Mom Said Yes. And September 6th in Charlotte, North Carolina, 2 shows at the Comedy Zone. Coming up in September, El Paso, Albuquerque, Flagstaff, and more. Get your tickets for all these incredible shows at adamcarolla.com. A man who's never been misgendered. Adam Carolla.
Yeah, get it on. Got to get on the show. You're going to get it on. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for telling a friend. And listen, you can listen to an ad-free version of this podcast by just subscribing directly on Apple Podcasts, or if you're listening on Spotify, you can get it through our Patreon. So we've got links on both right there in the description. Fitzdog in the studio. Always great to see Fitzdog. Got dates coming up. Going to be at the Comedy Store in La Jolla. That'll be August 29th through the 31st. And then Denver Comedy Works, another good club.
Oh, yeah.
That'll be 18th through the 20th. Then you can go to gregfitzsimmons.com for all sorts of dates and podcasts and everything else. Good to see you, Fitzdog.
Adam, I was driving up here and I'm listening to the news and I'm listening to it's just fucking hatred and vitriol on both sides. And I just thought, okay, it's going to be another civil war. It's a matter of time until it spins out. And I was thinking, it's going to be the exact same states as the original Civil War. Like, if you look at the electoral map on election night, it's the same state. So I thought, all right.
Yeah, but California's getting involved this time around.
Oh, that's right. There's a new player.
Yeah,
there's a new draft.
Yeah.
But I think that instead of losing, I mean, how many fucking lives in the Civil War? Just like millions. This time, let's fight it out. But we only use the actual Civil War reenactors that do it on the weekends. In Richmond, Virginia, Charlotte, wherever they are, they fight out same equipment.
Yep.
The single shot musket, the bayonet.
No upgrades.
No upgrades.
Yeah, well, listen, I just got done with a vintage race. You got to push everything through tech, and it gets scrutineered. Like, if we find like a 20-round clip on your musket, sorry, buddy, that's not how they did it. It was just...
No, you kill that guy, because at the end, it's the last soldier standing wins the war. Yeah.
Yeah, I would watch. First off, pay-per-view the shit out of it. Dana White gets involved somehow.
Dana White.
We watch it, we root. This is not that dissimilar to my thought, which I've had many, many years ago, which is there's a Salem, Oregon, and a Salem, Mass, and there's a Rochester, Minnesota, and a Rochester, New York, and it gets confusing at a certain point if you're going to name lots of different places the same name. And my plan always was, it was many, many years ago, I was on a flight with Dr. Drew, and he was saying Rochester, and I was like, that's nowhere near where we're going, but he was talking about Minnesota, and I was talking about New York, and it got confusing. But if you really think about it, it's going to lead to confusion because you only use names to discriminate or discern one place from another place. You name them all the same place. There's going to be, and the list goes on. Hollywood, Florida. There is no less than 40 of these cities that share the same name. Pick the toughest guy born in Hollywood, Florida, and the toughest guy born in Hollywood, California, Salem, or whatever it is. They get in the octagon.
Yeah.
Whoever wins. They keep the name. The other place gets named like Shitburg or Lamesville or something.
Oh, the winner gets to name the other town.
The winner keeps their town's name and then names the other thing something horribly demeaning like Pussenstein or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
So you'd be Carbunkelberg. And you got to retain that title for 5 years until we do it again.
Right.
Because keep in mind, there was some badass 14-year-old who's not 18 yet, who's from the other Rochester or whatever, who will be of age in 5 years, and now he can go see if he can dethrone the guy.
I think we throw a beauty contest on top of it. You know, maybe the girls that hold up the ring girls. The ring girls. Yeah. We vote on the ring girls because Hollywood, Florida, A lot of hotties, but now you got Hollywood. Maybe we take a guy from Hollywood.
Yeah, like
as the ring
Minnesota
girl.
with your cheerleading.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Right.
What if we merge some of these ideas and then we put the guys with the muskets in with the guys from Hollywood, Florida, Hollywood, California?
Interesting.
Now we got a civil war.
Yep.
Whoever wins that,
Yep.
now you get to name the other place.
Right.
Well, either way, a reckoning is upon us.
Yeah.
I just did a gig in Dayton, Kentucky.
What?
Yes.
Not Ohio?
Yeah, not Ohio. But I was sent my flight itinerary, and you fly into Cincinnati, Ohio. So I am plugging Dayton, Ohio. I'm going to be at, I forget the name of the club, in Dayton, Ohio. For 2 months. I'm plugging. I probably plugged it on here. And then I get to the airport. They pick me up, and we start driving into Kentucky. I go, where are we going? They go, oh, Dayton, Kentucky. It's like 30 minutes from here.
You're making my point.
Place was empty. Nobody showed up. Meanwhile, Dayton, Ohio probably had crowds of people.
Geechee guys, like I've not seen this kind of crowd and partner 30 years.
Yeah. The one that gets me is
We added a second
Geechee
show
guy.
on a Thursday night.
He used to do a joke, take my rice, please.
The only I only know the name Geechee guy. I only know, and you got to look him up, Andrew. There's the only reason I know that comedian's name is when Jimmy and I took a cruise a million years ago, like the cheap cruise.
Yeah.
Geechee was the performer on the cruise.
Oh, amazing.
And we're talking 1995, and his whole thing is an encyclopedic knowledge of roller coasters and theme parks.
Oh.
And you can't stump him.
Oh, you got to bring him on.
And like in the middle of the act, he's like stopped, and like someone's like, I was in Six Flags over Fairbanks, and so he's like, yeah, that's got the Widowmaker. That's a fair, it's good for Fairbanks. Wouldn't be good for,
Did you notice? Put that back up, boys. If you can, put that back up. Did you notice
he died.
Did you notice where Geechee guy is from?
Oh, Hollywood, Florida.
Give it a second.
No.
Give it a second if they can put it back up, because when you see
Dayton,
it,
Kentucky.
I saw it for a
Kentucky.
second and was like, wait a minute, you got to be kidding me. Roll on down. Rochester, Michigan.
Michigan!
Oh, wow.
Michigan!
He's in the mix.
Yeah,
What?
put him in the octagon.
Oh, yeah, that's the guy. Michigan comes in with the steel chair, causing interference between Rochester, Minnesota, Rochester, New York. Yeah.
See, this is my whole point. Now, he had to tell people his whole life from Rochester. Oh, which one? No, not either one. I'm the
Yeah.
third.
Right.
There's a
Third
third.
one.
Or
Yeah.
maybe the fourth or fifth. Now,
Right.
we don't know.
And let's go further back. How about Rome, New York, which is up by Ithaca?
Right.
You got to fight Rome, Italy.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah, well,
Let's
we'll
make
go
it
international. Go international.
Right.
There's Paris. There's Texas.
I live in
Texas.
Venice.
Venice, you're going to fight. There's going to be a lot of Italian fighting, a lot of Euro fighting going on.
Right.
I agree. I mean, I agree with me. This is my idea.
That's the key to the show. Adam agreeing with Adam.
Geechee died. Oh.
That was
Geechee-
it said last year, 2023 in Vegas.
Geechee's
September.
big bit was he went on stage, I'm not making this up, and he would wear glasses that had squinty eyes on them, and he would do a Chinese accent, and he would go, take my rice, please.
Whoa.
And then after the show, he would sell the fucking
The
Chinese
glasses.
Jesus, that's great.
and they sold like hotcakes.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he beat Ray Romano for what? I'm reading my screen here.
Probably that Ed McMahon talent show.
Star Search.
Star Search. Yeah.
Yeah, there was some funny upsets on Star Search. Dave Chappelle lost to like, oh God, I can't remember who. There was. You should look up funny upsets.
Kevin Brennan Kevin Brennan lost to Dave Chappelle.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And Chappelle was like 17 at the time.
Yeah. Black guys get to start everything earlier. Black guys are like, I started doing comedy when I was 9.
Yeah.
I've been fucking since I was 7. I dropped out of school and started smoking when I was 4.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
They get Richard Pryor,
They get biceps. They get laid. They get stage time.
Scaring white
I was like,
people.
when I was fucking 13, I was sitting home staring at my pud, hoping my stepmom didn't yell at me. You know what I mean? Like hoping I playing with a fire truck alone in my room, and you guys were on stage and getting balls deep with groupies afterward and drinking Courvoisier. You already had 3 kids. You're giving up a heroin habit that was pretty bad. Like, you're still in the 7th grade.
Yeah.
Like, black dudes just get an early,
Right.
they get an early start.
Yeah, I can remember that. Like as a kid, hanging out. Like I grew up in a town that had everybody black. We had a GM plant, so there was just a lot of diversity in town. And yeah, it was the black kids that were always they were out the latest. They would get into the bars before us. They would drive down to the Bronx and pick up weed for us.
Yeah,
Sell it to us.
They got to jump.
Yeah.
And then it's funny that the Jews tried to overcompensate by going, Nathan, you're 13. You're now a man. It's like, I'm not going to get laid for another 11 years. I have no pubes, and I'm 4 foot nothing.
Yeah.
Can you imagine doing that? We just put a 13-year-old LeBron James next to a 13-year-old Jew who just got bar mitzvah and go, one of these guys is a man.
Oh, well, dude, when we played YMCA basketball, we would play against the YMCA from the next town, and they were black and we were white, and it was hilarious.
Yeah.
They fucking ran circles around us.
Yeah.
Look at any hematite from like 1981 to 1989 and look at any black guy who was between the ages of like 15 and 18. They look like they're in their 40s by then. They got the mustache.
And they stay like that till they're 75.
Absolutely.
Yeah. They get an early start. They get an early start on prison. They get an early start on everything. They just jump the gun on us. They're in there. They're growing. They're fucking. They're fighting. They got muscles. It's just they're earlier. They're the Head Start program. All right. I was out over the weekend doing some car racing, and there was something that I don't know why it drove me nuts. But you sit in the car at the beginning of the race. Now, I'll try to walk everyone through this because I don't think people understand, but I also don't think anyone cares to understand. What the way racing works, at least in this world, is they have a place called pre-grid. And pre-grid is where you go to pull out onto the track.
It's like a taint strip.
It's a taint strip. Yeah, a lot of locals will call it, the old timers call it the taint strip. Now, what does this mean? Well, you're in your garage. I mean, you're in the paddock. Now people say the pit, but they don't really mean the pit. The pit's on the track. You're in the infield, like in your paddock where your car lives. And then at a certain point, you realize, the race is going to start in like 15 minutes, 10 or 15 minutes. So you go, I'm going to get in the car, then I'll get buckled in and in the car, and then they will bring us out to the pre-grid. And the pre-grid, when you come rolling out there, there's 2 or 3 people, 4 or 5, all volunteers there. They got whistles and clipboards and stuff, and they're looking at you when you come around the corner. And they see the number that's on your car, and then they look down at their clipboard, and they see where you should be placed in this grid. So sometimes they'll go, wait there, or sometimes they'll go, bring it up, and they'll park you. Doesn't necessarily have to be next to your car, just like in the slot. That's your slot. And then at some point, the whole place will fill up, and then you sit there, and some guys will talk to their mechanic guys or whatever, but at some point, they'll do a hand thing. They'll go 5 minutes, and everyone goes 5 minutes. And then at some point, they'll go 3. And then when they do 3, everyone fires up their car. They won't do it at 5 because it may overheat sitting there. So they go 3, and then everyone fire up. Sometimes they hold a dry erase board up because there is no verbal communication. It's all, then at some point they go 1, and at some point they start spinning their hand, which means we're going, and everyone just starts pushing out on the track. So I was sitting there in this race, on this qualifying race on Friday, sitting in my car, waiting in my car, and the chick comes by with the dry erase board, and the dry erase board, and we gotta figure out what it says, but it says 8 pace laps. It has the letter. I mean, maybe you can blow it up more, but it has the letter the number that says 8. And then it says oil 6 to 9, which is, if you go to Burke Williams, you got to pay extra for oil 6 to 9, but oil 6 to 9. So I'm sitting there in my car, and there's no asking questions, but 8 pace laps. Now, 8 pace laps doesn't mean anything because it's either 1 pace lap or 2 pace laps. 8 pace laps is a race. It's the whole time you're on the track.
Yeah.
And there's a pace car that's going to pull off. So the question is, are you doing 1 pace lap or are you doing 2 pace laps? 8 doesn't exist. Now, somehow she got 8 written in front of pace laps. And then as I was being befuddled by reading that, I then read oil 6 to 9. Oil 6 to 9 means there's oil on the track between turn 6 through turn 9, which is not a comforting thought.
Sure.
It just means there's oil. And they've tried to clean it up, but they can't get it completely cleaned up. And the oil will be on the racing line because the guy whose engine blew up, who dropped the oil, was on the racing line when the oil shot out of his car. So they'll put kitty litter down, basically like a long stripe of kitty litter, just going all the way up the track and around the corner and down the hill. And you don't want to drive in the kitty litter, but that is the racing line. So it makes it, disconcerting, and you're not sure how much of it they got. But they just go oil 6 to 9 and 8 pace laps. And I'm sitting there going, 8 pace laps. What does that mean? What does it mean? All different tracks have their own different lingo and nomenclature. And so I'm sitting in my car just trying to process this. And she leaves, and some other guy's a pit guy for the guy next to me. I weigh him in. I go, 8 pace laps. 8 pace laps. What does that mean? What does 8 pace laps mean? And he goes, we're doing 2. And I said, okay, good. And then later on, I ran into a woman. Big fan. I said, why did you write 8 pace laps on a dry race board to give us, you're only giving us information, and it says 8 pace laps. And she goes, yeah, I don't know. Somebody wrote that. I go, but you're there. You wouldn't just write pace laps. You'd write 1 pace lap or 2 pace laps because people want to know. And so you would write 2 pace laps. So we go, okay, we're doing 2 pace laps. But you wrote 8. But you don't know why.
Yeah.
But somebody else wrote it, but you didn't really check. But here we are. And then I realized, as I say all the time, if this was a war, we'd all be dead.
Sure.
We'd all be dead because of the amount of just sort of basic, normal fucking up, daily fucking up we do is through the roof, right?
Well, I mean, do you have a headset? Like, can you communicate with your crew?
It's all sort of hand stuff, and weird stuff, pointing at stuff and calling people in and sometimes shooing them and trying to get them. They're trying to interpret what it is you're trying to say with your hands all the time.
Right.
Hydrow. Well, this time of year, I'm already logging miles, just living life. Travel plans, nonstop stuff. You don't need to tack on more work running around to get that workout. Now, that's why I love Hydrow. It's at home. It looks like a piece of modern furniture. It really looks like art. No commute, no class times, no sorry I'm late, awkward entrances in the gym class. Just hop on, get an amazing workout, fits into whatever kind of day I'm having. Hydrow is a game changer. Full body workout, arms, legs, core, 86% of your muscles and my muscles as well. Well, they get that workout. 20 minutes and I'm done. For me, that's huge. I will put on an episode of TMZ and I will just watch it and I'll fast forward through the commercials and I'll get my 20-minute Hydrow workout in perfectly. Go hard for the last 30 seconds. And it's solid. It's quality. It feels like it's built to last. It feels like a good, strong American car from back in the day. And it couldn't be easier. Free shipping, 30-day risk-free trial, and a 1-year warranty. I tried it. I loved it. You will too. You'll never look back. It's Hydrow, right, Dawson?
Skip the gym, not the workout. Stay on track with Hydrow. For a limited time, go to hydrow.com and use code ADAM to save up to $475 off your Hydrow. That's HYDROW.com. Code ADAM to save up to $475. Hydrow.com. Code ADAM.
This summer, Pluto TV is exploding with thousands of free movies. Summer of Cinema is here. Feel the explosive action all summer long with movies like Gladiator, Mission Impossible, Beverly Hills Cop, Good Burger, and Transformers: Dark of the Moon. Bring the action with you and stream for free from all your favorite devices. Pluto TV. Stream now. Pay never.
I did a race like a month ago. Tell me if you guys have ever experienced this. I did a race a couple months ago. They like black flagged the race. They pulled us into the hot pit, which is a different place. It's like on the track, but it's on the other side of the wall. I didn't know if we we're going back out again. And like my crew guy came up to the window, but you can't hear because it's too loud. And I looked at him, and I don't know how many laps we did, but I want to know if we're going back out or whatever. And I did the hand point to the watch.
Yeah.
I did the finger. I held my hand out. I did the finger on the... Flicked it on the top of the wrist.
Sure.
And the guy is 55 years old. He looked at me and he went, "What?"
Is your wrist okay? Is something wrong with your wrist?
I kept hitting the top of my wrist.
I'm asking for a slider.
He's a white guy.
Right.
He's
Take
a white
second.
guy who grew up in the United States who's 60, who does racing. And I hit the top. What time is it?
Right.
And he went, I don't know what you're doing with the thing. It's at this point, I'm fresh out of ideas.
Yeah.
I want to know if there's 3 minutes left in the session, we're not going back out. But if there's 10 minutes left in the session, we're going back out. But I don't know because I've been racing and you lose track of time. So I do top of my wrist.
Yeah.
He's got nothing. He keeps saying nothing. Then all I can do is switch wrists. At some point, I go with the right hand. I don't know why at that point. I thought that would yield a different result. It was the same result, which is nothing. I was so insanely incensed that he was not. All I could do is keep hitting the top of my wrist, and he would just keep looking at me, going, "What do you want?" Now, there's a part of life that pisses me off, which is there's only so many questions to be asked. You know what I mean? Like I'm not in this situation. I couldn't be asking him, "What's for lunch?" or "Did the check clear from the last club show I did?" There's really, all I can really be asking is, what time is it? What we're pulled in. They have 25-minute sessions. We were out there 14 minutes or 19 minutes or 22. I don't know how long we were out there. If you tell me what time it is, I will pull into the garage if it's too late, or I will wait out here. But what possible other, I'm not saying check the tire pressure or anything. There's there's nothing we can do where we're at. The only question I can ask him is, what time is it? Really? And he doesn't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. You're very reliant on them at that moment.
You feel a little naked because you're strapped in
exposed.
and you can't move.
Right.
And so I was so filled with adrenaline from him not understanding my wrist tap that at a certain point I pulled my helmet thing down and the sock around my face and I just yelled, "What time is it?" like as loud as I could.
Yeah.
And he just looked at me and he goes, "I don't know." I go, "Okay, get your," and then he goes, by the way, it's all perfect. He goes, "I don't know, it's like 1:15 or something like that." I go, "Get your fucking clock, get your phone out." They run these things by the minute.
Yeah.
And there's a big difference. Like if there's 6 minutes left, we're going out. If there's 3 minutes left, we're probably not going to make another lap. We're going in. But he's like, what do you want? Like, what do you care? And I'm like, well. So he gets his phone out. It was a weird.
Yeah.
It was a weird exchange. Exchange.
I mean, look, I can't relate to racing a car. I would at some point.
But you've been married.
I've been.
I mean,
how many more laps?
Yeah.
What flag are we waving at this point?
What is going
Why
on
is
here?
it pink? What is that? That can't be good for me.
Greg's wife gave the sign for choking. He bought her a necklace.
That's right.
No, but I did, as you know, I bought a Mustang after driving a Prius for many years. And so I pull up I'm driving my wife to the bank this morning. And we pull up to an intersection, and there's a Waymo car to my left. And he's got the right of way. But I fucking hate Waymo cars. I don't know why I get incensed when I see these cars with no driver. I don't know what it is. It's almost like maybe it's being a Luddite hating the future coming in. You know? Mm-hmm. And I hate that it's been programmed to... I don't know. I feel like I want to be a better driver. So anyway, so we're sitting there, and he's got the right of way. He starts driving. It's it. He
Right.
identifies as an it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so
Well, if it forgot to use its signal, it's a she.
it's a
That's how I use it.
So I floor it, and I pull right in front of it, and I fishtail
Wow.
into my right-hand turn. I left rubber, and my wife screams, and she's like, "Don't do that." But as she said it, she put her hand on my thigh and squeezed and left it there.
Wow. It's hot now.
She fucking loved it.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, because I couldn't have done that in the Prius.
Right.
No, the Prius, when the Mustang, when you punch the Mustang, you feel a rum. The Prius, like when you floor.
You know, that's a good point. People do not factor in the sound enough in life. And I've always said, take your favorite Rocky 3, Rocky 2, or whatever your favorite Rocky is. Watch the fight scenes. You're on the edge of your seats. You're standing up cheering, the whole 9 yards. Turn the sound all the way off and just watch it again. You'll watch the punches miss by 6 to 8 inches.
Right.
You literally will see something different because the sound physically connects the punch to the guy's orbital socket. Turn the sound off, and you'll go, "What the fuck is this? Like, is this a run through? Like, the guy missed by a foot."
Yeah, if I'm watching porn and say it's a solid stepsister, stepmother, it depends. Mm-hmm. If I can't hear the moaning, like because sometimes I'm in the guest room, somebody's in the back, and so I get the volume off. I got to ratchet up my genre by 2 levels.
Sure. Interesting.
All of a sudden, there's little people, there's old ladies,
Yeah.
there's stuff I didn't expect I'd have to pull into it.
Yeah, Jay Moore was telling me about anime porn face while they're getting plowed, that they make an anime face. Listen,
You mean it's animated, the face?
No, they make the face of an anime character while they are being plowed in real life. You know who you have to blame for this? The first company, maybe Pizza Hut, that put cheese in the crust of the pizza. It's like, we cannot... Sorry, people, we're stopping at pizza. We're stopping at pizza.
Pizza's
We can't keep... We got porn. We're good.
Yeah.
We're good. We don't need to keep piling on toppings to porn. We got porn. We got pizza. We don't need to stuff... My son gets when he was a kid, he would get the churro at the Churro Hut at the at Los Angeles Zoo. They have to put custard in it. It's like it's a churro. Everything doesn't need to be filled with something or have some secondary flavor that was tacked on. We can just eat. We just have cake. We can just have pizza. We can just eat churro. We can just watch porn.
Right.
Hopefully at the same time. Because that's a good fucking afternoon.
And you don't need lube. I mean, a nice greasy pizza, you're good.
Oh, yeah. Well, put the custard on the side.
I want him to go incredible Mr. Limpet with the anime porn. I want like real guy anime gal.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I would pick Blondie.
Who?
I always wanted to fuck Blondie. Of all the cartoon characters.
Dagwood, fuck that guy.
I fucking hate Dagwood. He all she does is cook while he fucking naps. It's like, look at her. She's got huge. I mean, this guy draws her tits and they are full. I mean, he nails it. And she has like these bowling pin calves and her hair is beautiful. And this slouch, he sleeps at work. He sleeps at home. She cooks, and I want to get in. Just draw me in there for one day.
Yeah, I wanted him to be the guy who threw his sandwich at that fucking cop, and then the cops tackled him and pepper sprayed.
This is how they invented that. This is the genesis of the movie Tron, I think. Just wanting to bag Dagwood's girlfriend once.
Right.
I feel the same, but in a different way. I want to get Andy Capp's beleaguered, beat upon, battered girlfriend, and
she's always got the scarf around her head.
She's always getting punched in the face. Like, it's great. Like,
I know.
She made the mistake of asking where he was, and he just boom through the wall. While she's recovering from her injuries, that's when I swoop in. And I just put an exclamation point on her abuse.
Why are all three of us hard right now? This is very weird.
Oh my God, Andy Capp was so abusive.
It's insane because the missus would literally, he'd he'd leave the factory, go get drunk at the pub,
Play darts.
and get drunk at the pub with his mates on a weeknight. Come home at 11:45. She would say, "Your supper's cold," and he would punch her through the wall.
And then he'd leave and go back to the bar.
Back to the pub, smoking, and that was a cartoon.
Yeah.
The cartoon was that's what we did.
Dude, how about Hagar the Horrible?
I was just gonna say,
he literally is a Viking rapist, where they are like they're like storming castles, and the king is hiding his wife in a closet in the car. My introduction to newspapers was the Sunday paper, where there's the colorful, fun, drawn characters, one of which happens to be a Viking rapist.
Right.
Who one of them is about how I remember when I first met Helga, his wife. She was so happy, she was screaming, and she's like, "No, you abducted me from my family." That was the comic strip.
Yeah.
That's what a little kid is reading.
Well, I got other thoughts on that. I'll play you guys. Turn the sound up, Dawson. Speaking of sound, so you can see what one lap looks like at Laguna Seca in a BRE Bob Sharp Datsun. So there's like 40 cars in this race, and some of these guys are a little nuts. Like I will say they don't offer a whole lot of room. And if you see us, if we look like we're a foot apart, we're 6 inches apart. Like when this guy makes his move here.
Oh.
So this is a 2.2 mile track called Laguna Seca. It's nestled in the hills above Monterey. You'll be able to see that there's kitty litter on the track. That was my first introduction to turn 6 and turn 9. And you also see another guy make a kind of crazy turn her up. I want to hear this. You hear a guy make a ballsy move at the top. Here's where you see the kitty litter on the ground. That white stripe is their stuff. That's their powder.
They didn't even remove the cat.
No. Now, you get to the top of the corkscrew, and this guy does a move that's not really kosher. He goes in hard right at the top of the corkscrew, which is that's a balls move. It's not really considered where you want to make your move.
What is that, a fucking Volvo? What is he driving?
He's driving a BMW, but a 60s one. They're all just gutted tin can cars.
Is this the same car that you brought to Wisconsin?
Different 510.
Okay.
Now watch, this guy's going to try to make another ballsy move and fuck himself up and fuck the other guy up, and he gets off his line.
Oh.
So he gets off his line. We almost hit. But these guys just got off their line because they tried a move and it didn't really work. And the reason, when you get off your line, you'll give up a little momentum is what I'm saying. Anyway, it's 8. They probably do about 10 of these laps. Let me just pass one of these guys. You can go to AdamCarolla.com and watch this if you want to see what it looks like. It's kind of crazy.
Those red and white strips, are those rumble strips that you see on the highway? Okay.
Yeah, you want to go all the way to those strips. You like to hit the apex. You like to go all the way out. You like to hit this apex. More powder.
Oh, not on the oil turn now.
Now we're on the oil turn, so you have to be careful of that. Well, maybe it's the next one, I think. So this is the famed carousel or corkscrew that everyone loves. That's a big elevation change.
Oh,
Wow, look at that.
Now, I think this is the one where he's going to go. So, if you get off the racing line, you can pass somebody, but you're going to fuck yourself up getting out of the turn because you're off the line. So, he's going to try something a little nutty. He's going to go inside here. And now he's off the racing line, and he's fucked his line up, and he fucked the other guy's line up a little bit, too. So, he got off the racing line, but he lost a little of his momentum.
I was going to say, you're probably coming up on his ass here, and there you go.
Right,
There he is.
He got off the line.
Stay on your line, pal.
All right, I ended up passing the three guys in front eventually, but you get what that can look like.
So
it's fun.
How well do you have the track memorized? Like, do you know exactly what turn's coming up?
Yes, it's memorized.
Yeah.
It's memorized. This track, you don't memorize. I didn't memorize the track. I was with Rudy a couple of whatevers ago. But,
dude, that looks fun as shit. How big is that engine?
It's either a 1.6 or a 1.8. It's not big displacement. It's tweaked as hard as you can tweak it.
But it's stock. You can't change that.
No, it's tweaked. It's completely non-stock.
Oh, okay.
It's 100% non-stock. And it is much horsepower as you can get out of a small displacement, but it means there's only horsepower at the top at like 8,000 RPM. There's nothing at the bottom.
Yeah, I noticed you were running it high.
You got to run it all the way up.
Yeah.
And then keep it up there, because the power band is between like 6,000 and 8,000 RPM, and under 5,000 it'll bog. It'll be like blah, 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 blah. It doesn't even want to go there. So you got to get it up, and you got to keep it up.
See, my Mustang, it's automatic, but it runs super low. Is that something that can be adjusted by the mechanic?
There's different settings for
2.
probably. Well, you wanted it 2 when you're just on the highway.
Yeah.
And also you have a V configuration, which has more torque lower and less horsepower up.
Okay.
So you don't need the super high winding stuff.
Right.
But yeah, it's fun. The guys are, generally pretty good. They try stuff, they do stuff. Guys will go for it. Like, people go, is it like a parade thing? I go, no, it's not a parade thing. They go, is it like a celebrity thing? I go, no, these guys are fucking going for it. Like,
are there accidents?
Yeah, there's accidents. There has to be. That was, you saw 2 laps of, there's, 13 classes with 40 cars in it. Yeah, shit happens all the time because they're just going for it. But you will get reviewed and you will get into trouble if you do something bad, and you will get spoken to, and you might get a ban or something, and nobody wants that. But on the other hand, as you've seen there, like 1.5 laps into a 1 hour race, meaning less than 3 minutes into a 1 hour race, that guy, in order to get from 23rd place to 22nd place at the top of the corkscrew, which is the hairiest part of the track, is going to dive bomb inside and go for it.
Right.
That's 3 minutes into a 60-minute race for 18th place. So that's how these guys, they kind of think that way. So be prepared for that.
And how do you get your pole position?
You go out and set the fastest lap.
Solo, yeah.
No, well, with everyone on the track, but everyone's got a transponder in their car. And Jensen Button, there's a professional F1 racer who was in my race, retired, named Jensen Button. Nice guy. I think he won the F1 World Championship in like 2009.
Man.
And he entered as Alfa Romeo.
He's like a trans swimmer.
Yeah, he's like a trans swimmer. He's like that kid from Penn. He's literally out there as a professional F1 racer in this run group, in his prepared Alfa Romeo, fucking laying down the pole position.
Yeah. So was that a 60-minute race you were just in, this one?
Yeah.
Really? No shit. Because when we were in Wisconsin, it felt like you'd go out. We spent more time getting prepared for you to go out and do the race than you actually did the race.
Well, in Wisconsin, accidents were happening and cars were blowing up and black flags were caused.
Gotcha.
And so they were pulling you off the track because as previously discussed, shit happens. And when shit happens, they're putting tow trucks on the track, safety equipment on the track. You're getting off the track. Like, you can have a bad run where shit happens in every one of your run groups. Somebody ahead of you gets nuts and hits somebody, and they'll just black flag the whole thing and have to pull the tow truck out. Masa chips. Here's something you probably didn't know. Back in the day, every chip and every fry, well, they were all cooked with tallow, not this seed oil junk that has gotten everywhere nowadays. Then somewhere in the 90s, big companies swapped out that good stuff for the cheap, highly processed seed oils, and the seed oils are now sneaking into everything. 20% of the average American's calories are from seed oils. That is insane. And that's why the folks at Masa stepped in. They've made an awesome tortilla chip with 0 seed oils. Just 3 ingredients: organic nixtamalized corn, some sea salt, and 100% grass-fed beef tallow. These chips are great. I love them. I'm not kidding. They're good, and they don't have all that crap seed oil on them. So if you're tired, and they taste better than the stuff you've been eating, tired of settling for snacks loaded with seed oils, go to Masa, M-A-S-A. Real ingredients. You should check out Masa, M-A-S-A. Real ingredients, real flavor, real satisfaction. Right, Dawson?
Masa Chips is beloved by thousands of customers and has been endorsed by industry-leading health and nutrition experts. Ready to give Masa a try? Go to masachips.com/Carolla and use code Carolla for 25% off your first order. That's masachips.com/Carolla and code Carolla for 25% off your first order.
When we were sitting in the pit, that tow truck came by with the one vehicle that was all mangled on it. How much does that vehicle cost, and what would it cost to be able to fix a vehicle like that?
There's a couple things. If you're driving a vintage car and it has some history to it, there's a little like, I wouldn't say it's like on your wedding night, you found out that your new bride did anal with a black guy. Now, you're still going to marry her.
With Hagar the Horrible.
And you're not going to shun her.
No.
But it lessens her value. Her value comes down, depreciate. I'm trying to be respectful.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
I think it's very respectful.
You put your ear up to it and hear the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just it's a depreciation. Like you go, oh, that one, didn't that one that got almost destroyed at Road America and they put it back together? Like there's a little...
Because they have VIN numbers. That wives have VIN numbers. You can run them.
Yeah.
I can tell you.
I want the car fucks.
It's the number of times a guy named Vin hit him in the keister. That's your number, ladies, and that's your value. That's your street value. Vinny got you from behind.
Yeah, right. Why are your nipples 3 inches long? They've been sucked a lot.
A lot of sucking going on. So, there's a little stigma if a car gets fucked up too badly and then put back, how original, sort of.
How tired do you get at the end of a race like that? Are your arms just burning?
You get, I would say you get kind of mentally used up because you're sitting in a car for a long time and then you get out there and you're kind of really fixated, focused for long periods of time, or you don't have moments, when you sleep, you're asleep, but your mind's still doing. I dreamt Joel McHale died in a swamp last night.
Jesus.
Did he?
We got to look.
All you have to do is say that, and there will be a show with him starring in that in the fall.
He just got his phone just rang. Hey, it's Marty. Listen.
I see you haven't worked in 6 minutes. We got another show for you.
I literally had a dream that Joel McHale is a good friend of mine, and he and I were somewhere, and he was like wearing a suit looking like Joel McHale, and then all of a sudden there was like water on the ground or whatever, and he's like, I'll just sort of hop to that rock and then jump over there so I don't mess my shoes up. And he it was on this rock, and it turned out he was too far away to make it. He was going to have to step in the water. And I was sort of laughing, and he stepped off into this water and just completely went down. Get smart. Just boom. Just gone. And I kind of looked for a second. I started laughing oh, I got his suit. It's all messed up. And then it was a 3 Mississippi, and he wasn't coming up. And I was like, what happened? And I was standing next to a dude, and the dude was like, we got to go in, but this weird swamp that just engulfed Joel McHale. Here's my point. When I was in the race car, I wasn't thinking about Joel McHale in the swamp. I wasn't thinking about anything. Yeah. I don't even know what you think about because I don't know what I think about. The thing is, what you're thinking about is whatever's in front of you. And then you also have to understand, for every 3 dudes in front of you you're trying to catch, there's 3 dudes filling up your mirror behind you, which is, I'm not just at the end, I'm in the middle, and as close as I am to the dude in front of me, there's a dude right behind me that's in the exact same, trying to do the exact same thing that me, and I'm seeing him moving around behind me and thinking about where he is vis-a-vis what I'm trying to do with the guy in front of me, because I don't want to just dive in and see if I can get this guy, if this guy behind me's right up on me or whatever it is. But the point is, you don't think about Joel McHale for
now,
60 minutes.
Let's unpack the Joel McHale dream a little bit. What does it mean? Do you think, every male friendships are very complex, and there's always an element of competition. And I think a lot of people think about that with you and Jimmy Kimmel. So do you think there's an element of you watching Joel's career where there are a lot of rocks in the creek, and he just seems to jump from rock to rock?
He does, like a sprite. Yes.
And once in a while, I've seen your career, and sometimes the rock is it's far. And you have to back up to a few other rocks and get a running start, and then you make it to that next fucking rock.
Yeah, I do.
But do you see Joel and somehow think, I hope he fucking falls in the water?
I like Joel. I somehow don't have us in the same division.
Right.
I feel like a guy whose brother's fighting in the UFC and he's a different weight class, so I can root for him.
Yeah.
Because if he's in my weight class, now there's a little different spin on that.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm doing that conveniently because we both essentially do the same thing, but I still looked at him as a different weight division of me. And Joel is such an extraordinarily nice guy. He's also real funny, so it's not like you begrudge, because it's nothing worse than the unfunny people who are 3 rocks ahead of you in the stream of life. You know what I mean? So I've never felt that way about Joel. I do wonder if my dreams sometimes are so random that I don't think it's a dream, and thus I don't wake up.
Right.
It seems so randoed. I was talking to Joel, and he's he's so dressed up, and he's probably going to host something. And I was like, go across that stream. And when he went under, it was a moment. It was laughter, and then followed seconds later by terror. Followed seconds later by, what's my plan? I can call the fire department, but he's in a swamp and the water's over his head.
Or you can call the agent that's booking that corporate gig.
That's right. That's right.
$50,000. Yeah.
That's right. And then there's another part of me. It's I should jump in and do what? Feel around underneath me for Joel? And who's to say I'm not going under the same way he just stepped off and went under. So why am I not going under? And then there's a third guy who's a local. And he we got to do something. He jumped in, and we both went in, and then I woke up. But the point is, even when you think you're resting, my mind is going 700 miles an hour thinking about Joel McHale in the swamp.
That's interesting.
But when you're in the car, there is zero. I tried thinking about something. I literally was going through the parade lap, and I was thinking about something with my son, and I was like, I'm going to see if I can think about something else. Lasted a second and a half, gone. Because right back to what are we doing?
Well, that's why I'm always amazed, because I watched that F1 show on Netflix. is how much they're talking to their crew while they drive. They're going through hairpin turns through fucking Paris, and you're like, how are you having a conversation right now?
That you can do. That I've done, and that
It's like another
that you can
wavelength in your brain.
It's like you're not that physically caught up in what you're doing in the sense that you're not tense. You're not grabbing the wheels tight as you can. You're not gritting your teeth. You're not. The best guys will be the most relaxed. And everyone's relaxed at that stage because they've been doing go-karts since they were 4. You know what I mean? So they are relaxed and they can answer, but they can't think about anything else. But if you say pit, or whatever, whatever, it's always funny in the F1 show when they tell them to go faster.
Yeah, I know.
It's always the weirdest things, like push.
Push.
I'm not giving a baby, you fuck. I'm trying to catch this guy. Don't you think I'm trying to catch this guy?
Yeah.
It's always like, it always crack me up when they do the interpreter for the famous Mexican boxing coach, and he's in the corner, and they come in with the interpreter. He's like, what pearls of wisdom does he have? And it's like, come on, you have to punch more. Yeah. You're not punching enough. Punch more.
I love the guys.
Yeah, it's like, thank you for those words. How strategic. Push.
That's why I like the guys who curl when they just yell hard the whole time. It's like, how much harder do you expect the guy who's sweeping in front of the rock? What is it going to do? If he goes harder or not?
Yeah, but they can interpret. I mean, you can definitely see stuff and interpret stuff. Like if someone holds a sign up that says 3 laps or a thing that says
8 pace laps,
8 pace laps or whatever, you can. I did do a professional race where I had a radio in my helmet and they talk to you,
but you don't talk back.
I didn't have the mechanism to talk back. I had the ability to hear what they were telling me to do.
And is that available for my wife?
Where there's no talk back? I think we could get that out of my helmet if your wife were willing to wear a helmet. But you couldn't hear it when you're doing the racing because it was too loud. You had to do it during a yellow or when it was down, and then you could hear the guy.
Faster.
Yeah.
Faster,
Push. I don't know why Universal push. They speak in F1. There's like 11 different languages represented on that track.
Andale.
But they just go push.
Yeah.
Push. They go push and pit.
It's like the guy on the crew rowing teams. There's always the little guy that sits on the front. It goes, row, right. I always thought it would be more effective. Go back to the ancient Roman rowing.
Row.
Get the guy with the whip.
Drum guy.
Drum and a whip.
That guy.
Yeah.
I wonder if you would get legacied into that job. Like, well, Pops did the drumming and the whipping. He was one of the best whip men back in the day. And he just kind of handed the whip to me on my 18th birthday. And I don't know if it's in my nature or nurture.
Yeah.
Either way, we come from a long line of whippers. We have some slaves we practice on during the off season. But, during the rainy season when we're out on the Viking boat. Yeah. I like to take over for my dad.
Yeah.
Dad always judged. He sat in and audited a whipping session. For me, short trip, local island trip, but I did my whipping. Of course, he had notes. Always has notes.
I did a run with Hager.
Yeah, I did a run with Hager. He wasn't a big fan of my technique, but I told him I'm left-handed, So what are you going to do? So everything's going to look backwards to you in the whipping thing, He liked to start with the most emaciated and then move his way up to the slave. I start with the bigger slaves and work my way down to the emaciated. And if I have time, I'll hit a few Jews along the way. He's got his own technique. I'll start in the back of the vessel and work my way up to the front. He likes to go to the head of the vessel and work his way back. You know, it's different strokes, literally.
Yeah, it's different strokes. And, a lot of guys like to use the carrot and the stick. I just use the whip.
I use the whip. Yeah. And what do I use? I use a Bullseye 1800.
Oh, yeah. 13 thread.
Yeah, 13 thread count. It's a 9-footer.
Right.
And I'll use what I call a trident end on it. It's a triple. It's a triple fork on there.
I don't think that's legal in the Adriatic League.
Some guys use the pickle fork. That's 2.
Yeah.
I go with the trident. That's the 3.
Right.
That's a little. It's sort of my mark. You know what I mean? You can tell.
Yeah.
You can look at the guy's back and know it was me.
A lot of the slaves won't work with the guys that use the trident.
Yeah, I know.
A lot of the slaves.
I know. That's why I never say anything. I don't bust it out until the last moment.
And then they know.
Yeah, then they know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they always say they're rowing as hard as they can so I can put away the whip, but I like the whip. My thing is like I'm not taking any chances.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Headmaster, I got a blister on my thumb. Do you mind if I take a 5-minute break here?
Yeah, why don't we get my whip out and see if I can remove a little of that pus?
You know what? That blister looks pretty good. Yeah, get back to rowing.
Get back on the bench.
Get back to rowing. Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah, and I saw you brought in your own pillow. I'm going to need that. You got to share the same plank as everyone else. I can't see you up there. I know you got lower back issues.
Yeah. We talked about this. I got a doctor's excuse.
Sciatica is a friend of mine. Yeah. I know him well. I understand what's going on, but I need the pillow back.
I got this from my grandmother's couch. Can I get it back after the rowing session?
I'll give it back after the rowing session. But again, if you get to use one, then everyone's going to start complaining. They're going to want their own rowing pillow. And that's just not the way this Viking cruise works.
No.
Notice I called it a Viking cruise.
Viking cruise.
Yeah.
Moving people since the 11th century.
Yeah. Now, let me see. I'll tell you what. Give me the pillow. I'll see if we can get Hagar to give an extra ration of gruel. All right? Because I'm fair-minded. I'm going to put it in my locker next to my spare whip, and you can get it when we deboard. Okay?
Do you mean the Hagar that gave it to my wife in the Keister 3 weeks ago when he raped and pillaged our town?
I'm not talking about Sammy. And scene. All right. Speaking of boats,
No.
I had a weird moment. So I went on Rick Caruso's 214-foot yacht, which was anchored outside of the bay at Pebble Beach, which is 17-mile drive, blah, blah, blah. There's a pier, and you can take a pier and get on these little excursion boats, and they'll run you to the main vessel. And the main vessel is 214 feet long.
Jesus.
And it's big. And a crew of 25, you get off, you get on the fantail. Well, first off, they're handing you champagne when you're still on the dock. So I just grabbed all the champagne and ran back to the car. Fuck this. So they got the mocktails and the champagne on the dock. Then they roll you in on the boat. The boat's parked out half a mile. Then you get on the boat. Then it's as much, caviar and, there's a bar on every level, and it's nothing but cruising. And it's kind of insane. Went up to the front, talked to the captain with the Italian accent, got him figured on how fast does the boat go. Takes 50 fucking metric system. How fast is it? But that's it. Everything is metric with these guys. So you go like, how much fuel does the boat hold? And they go 200 liters. You know what I mean? And you're like, oh, shit. But anyway, 53,000 gallons of diesel.
Wow.
For how long? That's how much it holds.
That's how much it holds.
And a 35-horse Johnson on the back.
That's right. Yeah. We had to rip that outboard.
That's $150,000.
No, it's $250 because it's five times. It's $5. I mean, they may get a little volume discount, but it's $250K to fill that thing up. And I'm like, how far can you get on this thing? And it's like, there's certain places you can get to where you need to go, but you can't really be on it. You have to kind of cruise a little bit. You can't use up too much fuel. And it's crazy. I mean, also he's like, there's places you want to go, and then there's places where the sea just beats the shit out of you, and he's just like, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
Like, it just beats the shit out of the boat. It beats the shit out of everything. So don't even bother making that crossing. Just kind of keep it to the cool spots out here. But it'll go everywhere, and it's massive, as you imagine, 214 feet long. And so me and Sonny we're going up to the top, the very top. There's a hot tub at the top. There's another bar. There's bar. It's nothing but bars. There's bars and ballrooms and mahogany. And you go up to the front, and you're looking at all the nav equipment and all the electronics and all the gear and all the thing. And it's all insane. It's all massive. It's all otherworldly. But then this interesting part. I said, well, what is a vessel like this cost? And the answer is $100 million. And it's kind of like you go $100 million, but you see where the $100 million went. Like it is, it's more than 3/4 of a football field. It's got all the different decks. It's got all the inlay, and it's all the Carrera marble, and it's to the nines. It's insane what it is, and all the equipment on it, and all the safety shit, and it's crazy and impressive. And so I was talking about my son and having a yacht and all that kind of stuff, and it was great. Nice people, good food, a great time. Talked to Rick for a while, talked to Sons for a while, everything else. And then the next day...
Did you go anywhere?
No, just anchored.
Yeah.
Just anchored and take the shuttle boat, get off it, get onto the big boat, have drinks, hang out, schmooze, and then get back on the shuttle boat and go back. It just, I don't know how... I've never been on a 200-foot plus yacht. So it's... it's just as you're pulling up to it, you're just looking up at a 214-foot vessel that's like 6 stories in the air. It's the most impressive thing you've ever seen. But we were at the track the following morning, and I was just walking around with my son in between races and whatever. I said, let's just cruise around and see some stuff. I'll point out some stuff. I'll say hi to some guys. And at some point, we went by a guy who I know who's extremely wealthy, has a very excellent, very high-end collection, and we saw his Ferrari 64 Ferrari GTO parked like in front of his paddock. Like, so what these guys do is they roll in with semi-trucks, the rich guys. The semi-trucks have these huge awnings that come out. All their mechanics unload, set up. They park their cool cars that they're going to race under there. And then next to it, they have a Singer or a Rolls Royce or Ferrari. That's the car they drove to the track. So it's kind of it's a little like showing off. You go, not only do I have this huge semi laid out here and all the mechanics and everything, but this, I didn't Uber to the track. This is my cool day car. My non-race car is a Ferrari too.
Yeah. You want to get back to the simpler times where you're on the 217-foot boat.
Yeah.
People
Keeping
are
it real.
so showy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we're looking at a Ferrari GTO, and they vary, but they're expensive. And it's a 64. I think it's a 64. Anyway, it doesn't matter. And there's not much to it. I mean, it's a 60s Italian car. It's not like it's big and long and heavy or anything. It's like lightweight, but it's cool. So I look at Sonny and I go, that car right there, that GTO. I go, that thing's $100 million.
No.
Oh yeah. And
what?
Well, it's between 70 and 100, let's say. Damn. I go, that thing's $100 million. And he goes, so it's the same price as the boat?
Oh my
and I go,
God.
Yeah, it is. It's the same price. One weighs 2,200 pounds, and there's nothing to it. Mm-hmm. I mean, the one you could fit in your carport and it weighs 2,200. Another one is 2 million tons and has a crew of 19 full time.
Oh my God!
But yeah, it's the same value essentially. This thing is the size of a Tercel, and the other thing's a 215-foot yacht. And I was like,
incredible.
Yeah, they're the same price. Jeez. But I mean, I guess a Fabergé egg is more than both of them, but it's still weird because they're mechanical.
So he's not racing that car.
No, he probably has. He definitely has, and guys will race those cars for sure. And they're not. They're aware that they're in a multi-million-dollar car, but in Goodwood in England, they crash those cars all the time.
Jesus Christ!
Frequently crash. Frequent, and they go out in the rain.
I wonder what the insurance is on that.
Oh, I can tell you, 0.
Oh, they just won't cover it.
No, dude, nobody covers you on the track.
Right.
Everyone's answer is That car is insured in the garage. It's insured on the way to the track, and it's insured on the way back from the track.
Okay.
But it is not insured on the track. So
Right.
whatever you do on that track, that's up to you.
Damn.
Yep. All right.
Amazing. Wow.
We will do some news because Rudy's got news up in here. We'll take a quick break. Come back with that right after this. Ever feel like being human is just a lot sometimes? Like from fitness routines to mental resilience, personal goals to burnout, everything needs a little bit of help these days. That's where the Life Kit podcast from NPR comes in. If you want to move with more intention, or you just want some thoughtful guidance on living better, Life Kit's got you. It's packed with real stories, relevant insights, and clear takeaways. And it's about more than self-improvement. It's about making meaningful, sustainable change, stuff that lasts for a while. Life doesn't come with a manual, right? But every day, you make choices that shape your life. Life Kit helps you meet those moments with confidence and clarity. I listen. It's thoughtful conversation, unpacking the emotional and practical sides of wellness, actionable advice, no fluff, no judgment. Am I right, Dawson?
Listen now to the Life Kit podcast from NPR.
I just read this. They're going to put a woman's face on the $20 bill. They haven't decided who yet, but it's going to be a woman's face. And great news for women. Bad news for the $20 bill. Now it's only going to be worth $16. And that's, I know, should have worked harder. And
Greg Fitzsimmons is on the Adam Carolla Show.
Fitzdog's got all his live shows. He's a pro. Very funny. Special is out as well on YouTube. If you want to watch that for free. GregFitzsimmons.com is where you go for the tour dates. I wanted to get to this clip I forgot about because by day, we're on yachts and at the track, but at night we sit in an Airbnb and I force my son and everyone to watch bad 70s and 80s movies.
oh, yeah. That's the best part about being a parent. Introducing your kids to movies. I love that.
We watched Phantom of the Paradise. I know. You made that face.
I never heard of it.
I mean, the trailer for Phantom of the Paradise, and we can look for that, is insane. It's Brian De Palma.
Oh, wow.
It's an early, before Carrie and before whatever, Brian, of Scarface.
Scarface.
He did a rock opera called Phantom of the Paradise, which was Phantom of the Opera, but rock and roll.
Oh, yeah.
And it is nuts. Like 1976, freak out. Everyone was high on coke. Crazy. It's a movie people don't know was made, but it was a regular Hollywood big budget film with Paul Williams.
Oh, wow.
Behind that mask was Gene Simmons' dick. Didn't know.
Didn't know.
Who didn't know?
Paul Williams. Well, first off, I was like, okay, he played the heavy in Phantom of the Paradise, record producer, theater owner named Swan. Everyone had these great names. And he was evil, but he's Paul Williams. And I said, okay, we're done with this. We're watching Smoking the Bandit's Son, which he hadn't seen either. And I said, you're going to see the greatest range in act. He goes from Swan, the crazy guy from Phantom of the Paradise, to Little Enos.
The son.
The son and Smoking the Bandit.
Wow.
All right,
Mushrooms and watch that.
you don't need to
Jesus.
take mushrooms. You'll feel like you took mushrooms 5 minutes into the 70s. People forget. I had to keep looking at him going, that's the 70s.
That's amazing. That's when
That's what we
rock
did.
opera was like Hair had just come out and Tommy had just come out.
Tommy, Hair. That's right. And then there's Grease, and then there's Rocky Horror, and then there's this. And that's what we did. We did. And he just, every 10 minutes, would look at me and go, I go, this is what we did. We made this. This was in the theater. Your dad walked to the El Portal Theater in North Hollywood and saw this.
Yeah.
And just fucking freaked out when I was 11. Just went like, what the fuck?
Now, the 70s was our best decade for movies in American history.
Yeah. And then we watched Cannonball Run at some point. We actually watched Cannonball Run.
Tom DeLuise.
Yeah. But I forgot, we forgot sexually. We were just kind of talking about Andy Capp and all these things, and we didn't really, it just sort of didn't change anything. And those movies were like, they'd have Adrienne Barbeau would be in her one-piece Mylar jumpsuit with Susan Anton, and like the guys would come out from the sheriff's office and go, we're all going to get arrested. Our cars are getting impounded. And some of us have priors and the judge isn't coming back till Monday. So the cannonball's over for us. We're being arrested. And then like Susan Anton or Adrienne Barbeau would go, she let me handle this. And she like undo her jumpsuit like 3 inches, little tit. And then she'd walk into the sheriff's office. The guy'd be behind the counter. Hello? I was wondering if you could do me a favor. Yeah, anything for you.
Yeah.
My friend's out there. We're right in the middle of something important. Yeah, sure, I'll give you a police escort. And then they'd come strolling back out, and they'd be, what happened? I took care of it. Okay, it's like, that was a conceit. Like, if you had a C cup, you could just do whatever the fuck you wanted.
Yeah.
They get pulled over going 140 in a Countach on the way in Vegas, and as a guy was walking toward the Countach, I want to go, you want to do this one, or should I? They never got a ticket. They just showed him a little bit of tit and talked nice, and the guy turned into a bowl of Jell-O like he'd never seen an attractive woman in his life.
Yeah.
And then that was it.
It's great.
It was a weird thing, and then I'm 13, and my mind's being polluted badly.
Yeah.
Because it's before this, it's all Andy Capp, and now this. And I'm looking like, is this how life works? Like,
but what about
hot
Blazing
chick?
Saddles, where Bernadette Peters goes in to change the sheriff's mind, and she balls him all night?
Wait,
remember that?
No, wait. Blazing Saddles, but not Bernadette.
Not Bernadette Peters.
Oh, yeah.
What was her name?
Okay, we're gonna think of Kahn.
Yeah, Madeline Kahn.
Madeline Kahn.
And
yeah, they kind of look the same.
And she comes in, and she just bangs him, and then he,
But once in a while, it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
Oh.
And,
I was going to say, there's a great video of a cop, where he walks up and the gal goes, I thought you didn't give tickets to pretty girls. And the cop goes, I don't.
Oh, that's good.
I was like, yeah.
Well, now, watch when it would backfire. Once in a while, it would backfire, and this is it. They're driving a Lamborghini Countach. Cop cuts him off.
In his Caprice Classic.
Adrienne Barbeau goes,
I'll take care of this one.
zipper down, tits out.
It's more than 3 inches.
Lady cop.
Lady cop. By the way,
Hello, hot pants. I don't suppose you have a driver's license tucked down in there somewhere, do you? Yes, officer.
all right, the whole point, first off, why does the officer have to be showing cleavage? You're sort of competing with your own argument here. You really needed a bull dyke, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, or just a chick, right? The fact that the officer is a hot blonde with her probably non-regulation top button down below her navel is these are two competing thoughts. Who's the sex pot in this?
Yeah.
The argument is that cleavage isn't working because there is a female officer. But why is the female officer dressed and coming across like the driver of the Countach? It's a confusing joke.
Yeah, they couldn't have given that role to Mrs. Garrett from Facts of Life.
That's right.
Should have
Worked
been.
on-
Yeah.
It would have worked on Mrs. Garrett. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. So once in a while it didn't work because a chick came up.
Yeah.
Now, if it was a dude, he would have started stuttering immediately and then offered them an escort to Vegas.
Yeah.
Right. By the way, that was just a conceit.
Give him
Yeah.
give him
Just
his
a
gun.
given.
Yeah. Here's my gun. If anyone tries to write you a ticket, go ahead and shoot at him.
Right.
I'm going to give you an escort.
Yeah.
All right, but it was tropey enough that we all knew what the joke was, and we knew it was going to work. And by the way, the whole conceit with them in the Countach, which is the two hot chicks in the Countach, was everyone else had a kind of they had a plan. So you got to race from New York City to Long Beach, to Queen Mary, right? And you got to go 3,000 miles. And how are you going to average 126 miles an hour without getting pulled over? So some guys had we're in a cop car and we're just going to roll the sirens the whole time. Other guys were like, we're in an ambulance. So people think we're in an ambulance. Other guys were like, we got a fuzz buster and a truck that rides ahead of us that we can hide behind. Their whole thing is we have tight clothes.
Yeah.
That was their strategy. Their strategy is we're driving a Lamborghini Countach, the most visible car on the planet and the loudest car. The car that's going to attract the most tickets, that's what we'll be in. But we have real tight, ill-fitting clothes. And so how are we ever going to get pulled up?
Yeah.
And we all went, oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Could not possibly be pulled over in any part of this country and have a cop just do his job.
Yeah.
Right?
What was Dean Martin and Sammy Davis? Wasn't that one of the cars? What was their angle?
I watched Cannonball Run 2 with Frank Sinatra. That's right. And Dean Martin and Sammy Davis and every conceivable Tony Danza, every conceivable celebrity that was alive at that point was in that movie. And there was no script.
No script.
And there was Jackie Chan was in it. And there was no understanding of what it was or how it worked. Or Burt Reynolds was dressed up like a harem girl at some point, like it was all vaudevillian. It was insane.
Yeah.
And at the end of the movie, I turned to the 4 or 5 guys that were watching it, including my son, and I said, does anyone know what that was? And my son went, I don't know what that was. And they go, well, who won the race? And he went, I don't think I know. I think an orangutan won. I think the orangutan won the race. And I said, I think, but I'm not sure. And then we looked around the room and said, does anyone know who won the race? And I said, no. And then someone said, was there even really a race? And I said, well, not really. They just did scenes with Telly Savalas and Frank Sinatra and Jamie Farr.
I would love to see
Dean
a movie
Martin.
about the making of that movie. There was a lot of cocaine involved.
It had to be all coke and no script because we did not know what the movie was about at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
And it was just vignette.
Yeah.
And somehow they got Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin and Sammy Davis, and it was all nuts.
Yeah.
And they dressed up like women, and they dressed up like priests, and they ran into Shirley MacLaine and Mary Lou Henner were dressed as nuns.
Jeez.
Shirley MacLaine and Mary Lou Henner as nuns, and Dom DeLuise was dressed as a general from the army, and Burt Reynolds was like a 4-star general, and it was all insanity.
Yeah.
It was, and Gomer Pyle was in it, who was in the army and was coming up, and Burt Reynolds came around as army out. If you had an outfit, you could do whatever the fuck you wanted.
Right.
Danza was a Phantom of the Paradise.
Wow.
Oh my God.
In the 70s there was another movie called A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum.
Yes.
Which had who's the guy from the producers, the funny guy.
Reiner?
No, Buster Keaton was in the movie.
Wow.
And it was the same thing. It was just vignettes, and it was like a lot of big stars with no plot and crazy shit happening.
I had no idea. We had no idea what this movie was about. I didn't know what it was about at the end. O'Reilly Auto Parts. You know the jingle. That's right. They're in the business of keeping your car on the road. O'Reilly Auto Parts offers friendly, helpful service and the parts knowledge you need for all your maintenance and repairs. Always use these guys. Just used them at the track. Was at the track over the weekend. Went to O'Reilly. Prepared for leaving for the track. Went to O'Reilly. They got what you need. Now, this was a race car, but either way, it's a car and it's got to run. So whether you're a car aficionado or an auto novice, you'll find the employees at O'Reilly Auto Parts are knowledgeable, helpful, and best of all, they are friendly. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today, or you can visit us online, O'ReillyAuto.com/Adam. That's O'ReillyAuto.com/Adam.
This summer, Pluto TV is exploding with thousands of free movies. Summer of cinema is here. Feel the explosive action all summer long with movies like Gladiator, Mission Impossible, Beverly Hills Cop, Good Burger, and Transformers: Dark of the Moon. Bring the action with you and stream for free from all your favorite devices. Pluto TV. Stream now. Pay never.
All right, should we do some news?
Let's do some news. All right. Preseason football is back in action.
There
I'm sure you
we
guys
go.
are very excited about it. A Jaguars fan and a Saints fan brawl at a preseason game. Video of the fight is now going viral online, showing a dude in a Travis Hunter jersey throwing a drink on another guy in a black Saints polo down in New Orleans. The two square up. They start throwing punches before the Saints fan slips on the doormat underneath him, goes tumbling to the ground. The Jaguars fan actually lands a couple of really good fights. You remember that first UFC when it was the giant fat black guy, and then the small white dude, and he was on all fours and he was popping him in the side of the head? That's what this fight goes into.
All right, well, let's watch. No reason to fight during preseason.
First off, preseason's terrible. What's worse than preseason is a fight
going
at a
low.
preseason game.
Ooh,
That's a good slap.
Well, a lot of. I don't know. The ground and pound. I feel like it's getting a little on Marcus Queensberry, but he's getting some shots in.
Pulls his shirt over his head like a hockey fight.
Look at the belly on that guy.
Pants fall down.
Pants down.
Fantastic.
You always got to wear a belt.
And then he gets rocked again.
Oh, he gets rocked again. Yeah, you got to know when to hold up. Whatever Kenny Rogers says. You know what I mean?
Fold them.
Yeah.
Walk away and know when to run.
Yeah, know when to pull up your pants.
Although those weren't the best fighters preseason, so the real tough guys were hanging back.
Yeah, they're waiting.
Yeah.
No, they're not
don't get
suiting.
injured.
They're not suiting up
you gotta
until
wait for a division
kick
game.
off.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That guy's looking for a spot on the roster.
We're now. First off, here's the whole thing about fat. Fat means there is a thing about fat, and there's a certain way to get fat, and some guys get fat this way. Some guys get fat, and what really happens is their forearms and calves get huge because they're so fat, right? And then when you wear a shirt, you wear a polo shirt and cargo shorts, all we see is your huge calves and your huge forearms. So are you fat or do you have huge forearms and huge calves? And I think guys, they get a little high on their own supply. Like they're like, look at these calves, look at these forearms. Like I'm in fighting shape. I'm a big dude. But you're not a big dude. You're a fat dude who has big forearms and big calves as well. And the calves, no matter how fat you get, never get flabby. And the forearms never get flabby. They just get bigger.
Yeah.
And you see yourself in the mirror and you go, I'm a big dude.
Right.
But
And
that doesn't mean you can fight.
No, those calves get that little shelf, you know,
Yeah.
it gets a cut just below the bottom of the calf. And
Now you add a tattoo onto the calf and a tattoo onto the forearm, and
That's
you're
right.
really set. Now you're just a big dude
And also,
with tats.
those guys can hit the ball. In golf, those guys are big drivers.
That's the other thing, too. It's not like it's not like things don't work for them in certain occasions. Like they're not great at pickleball, but they can drive.
They can drive.
Yeah, they can drive that. They can hit a bucket at the range and be good. There are things they will excel at. So it gives them just enough confidence to get into that.
But the thing is, they can't fuck. They have no core strength. You know, they can't. The ass is not. You know, if you want a nice dimple on the side of your ass cheek when you're plowing in, you want definition.
Yeah.
And that's just a mass of cottage cheese.
Yeah.
Because the woman grabs that, it's over.
Yeah.
I was at the Georgia Aquarium this weekend on Saturday, and some of the people walking through there, I thought, you should be on display here.
You should be in the tank.
Let's get the whale shark out and put you in the tank. Because fuck, we are a fat society now.
Well, that's what the traveling circus used to be.
Yeah.
The fat lady. Mm-hmm. Sit there and look at her.
I realize part of it's in my act, but then another part I was thinking about today, which is, you know, every commercial is either Lumi, which is the all-over deodorant, which is because everyone's got folds everywhere. Everyone's fat now. But the other commercials I keep seeing is snoring commercials where this bed alerts you and the smart number and the sleep number. Every third commercial is snoring, ladies, tired. And I'm like, what's going on with snoring? Oh, everyone's fat.
They're fat.
Everyone is super fat. So snoring. So what you do if you're a business is, you're like, we're in the business of selling beds. So if everyone's going to get super fat, then we're going to have a bed that alerts you when you're snoring. Mm-hmm. Which, I don't know. I guess we have the technology for that. They hear that. And it like vibrates or something and shakes you up and wakes you up. But be prepared for more fat person related products, snoring, all over body deodorant. Like it's going to just keep coming. Kim Kardashian just came out with a Spanx for your neck. Have you seen that?
No.
Oh, she came out with a Spanx for double chins.
Looks like Kanye's hands.
Yeah, a set of black hands on a white kerchief that goes around. Oh, yeah. No, she's come out with Spanx.
Wow.
For your chin.
Wow.
Well, first off, we didn't even need Spanx, but now we need Spanx. Like everything is going to be, it's like when they came out with the medicine that relieved constipation if you were strung out on pain medication. It's like, oh, we're entering into a zone where there's a separate medication for the other medication that you're abusing that is backing you up.
Well, I think they have to come up with the sneakers that don't fold over the sides. You ever see the fat guy whose sneakers are actually bulging
New
on the
reinforced
sides?
sneakers.
Reinforce the sneakers.
I mean, we've already come up with Skechers where you don't have to bend over. You don't have to do any
slide
tying.
'em on.
Hey, fat guy, just slide right into that thing.
Yeah.
So we got the sneakers. We're good.
Yeah.
We got the Crocs. Crocs can hold up to 1,300 pounds, by the way, without any kind of movement at all. You can park in El Camino on a Croc. It will not depress.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's compressed.
And the shower
it's fine.
slippers guys are walking around in. Just get the toes in. Foot's fine.
Right. That's right.
No cankle pressure. Cankle's free.
You can look on TMZ and you can see Kim Kardashian has come up with a neck Spanx.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know how it works because obviously we can see that. Supposed to do something when you sleep. Relieve tension or something and fix your double chin or whatever it is. But the whole point is there was no reason for a neck Spanx until we all got morbidly obese. And now.
Well, I thought of a new diet plan because I actually used to be really overweight. When I was in college, I was like 265.
265?
No, I've always been quite fit. But I thought for other people, I thought of something.
Yeah, that's what I do. I think it's stuff for other people.
It's called the eat and shit diet. And what you do is, on my diet, you eat whatever you want,
right?
As much of it as you want. But then you can't eat again until you take a big shit. And so it's almost like a nightclub. You think of it as there's a maximum capacity, you let them in, and then nobody gets in until people leave out the back door.
But what if people start abusing the system like the Jews do with the Shabbos Goyim, where they can't turn on electronics on a Saturday, but they get somebody to do it for them? And what if I get a shittis Goyim, or I get someone to come in and drop a big deuce, and now I feel like I can eat again because my toilet got a big deuce in it. Things to think about. Just playing devil's advocate.
Yeah. Fat people are devious.
Yeah. Shittis Goyim. Where's Kim Kardashian's this? Because I swear that's all I saw was commercials for it 2 weeks ago on TMZ. And I can't imagine it's not all over the internet.
She knows her audience. She knows her followers.
Yeah, man, the eat and shit diet, that's the infomercial I want from you for sure.
Yeah, and I think it like the nightclub, you watch who comes in.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, and this, by the way, the thing I saw had Anthony Hopkins wearing it.
Wow.
By the way, as if I don't know how the internet works, but Anthony Hopkins, Kardashian, chin Spanx.
Wow.
We never turn the sound up, but we should.
What does it do?
Hello, Kim. I'm already feeling 10 years younger.
All right, pause it there for a second. What is he? All right, can you describe, Fitzdog, what is going on in this video?
Well, he looks like one of those old W.C. Field movies where, he's the dentist, and that's after you get your tooth pulled. You get the big strap around your chin that goes above your head. And he's got on a crazy Hawaiian shirt and what looks like a swatch from the 1990s. He's having fun.
But what is he wearing? Describe the Spanx.
It looks like an ace bandage.
It's like a hammock for your chin.
Yeah.
That hooks around your ears.
No,
it goes around the head. Yeah, it goes around the head.
Does it go around the top?
Yeah. You can see the bandage on top. Yeah.
Oh, it goes around the top. Oh, I couldn't even see that top. God, you can barely see it. Okay. I'll rewind it from the beginning. Let's just see what this is.
I think the Queen may rescind the knightship after this one.
Hello, Kim. I'm already feeling 10 years younger. Goodbye.
So if it goes around your head, is it supposed to bring your chin up and then you take it off and your jowls are supposed to stay up? I don't. Because Spanx, you put them on and then you put a dress over it, you put a shirt over it. You're not supposed to. It goes incognito. But this, I don't get it.
I'm going to file this under my mom, who could never get rid of her, spare tire. At some point, I remember seeing a weird twister thing. There was a weird twister thing. It must have sold hundreds of millions of these things. It was like
a disc, right?
Yeah, it was just like a disc, a square thing with a round thing on the bottom and a ball bearing thing in between, which is really what they use on a Lazy Susan when you go. And you'd sit on it and you just go back and forth, just chubby checker.
Yeah.
But the chubby never came out of the checker. It just kept, and the whole plan was, I'm just going to do this. I'm going to watch Maude, and I'm going to do this for 24 minutes, and somehow I'll stop being fat.
Yeah.
That was basically, like, the people who bought that made fun of the guys from the 30s that had the belt that went around. Now the guys who make the skims for your chin are making fun of the guys with the twister thing or the shake weight. It's all the same. It can't, how can any of it work?
Yeah.
My mom had a twister thing. She never changed. She was shaped like a pear. Never fixed anything. And at some point, had that other piece of apparatus, which was a power lawnmower plastic wheel with two grips on the end of each side. You're supposed to roll it.
The cartwheel.
I don't know what they call it, because you were just supposed to somehow. It never worked. No one ever used it. It was just that thing and that thing. And two things had a wheel.
We had both of them.
You could buy them. You could bring them home. The plan was we're gonna shake the weight away.
Mm-hmm.
No one ever lost a pound, and I didn't even know what it was, but it seemed like a good idea at the time. And this will be that one day.
Yeah, I think they got to go back to like the Elizabethan neck, where the women just wore the giant collars.
Yeah.
Yeah, between the perfect push-up and the Thigh Master, we should be the hottest society ever.
We should.
Now, what's the perfect push-up?
It's the disc. You hold on to it when you push up. You go in and out.
Those are great. Yeah.
I
was walking through a Target once, and a guy said to his wife, "Hey, the perfect push-up. I should get that." And the wife said, "You don't even do imperfect push-ups." And I was like, "Good joke. That's a pretty good joke."
Now, does the SKIMS website explain any of the technology behind holding your face up? Or is it just you put that strap on around your head? And for some reason, Sir Anthony Hopkins, Sir, decided this would be a good idea. This would be a good use of his title, Sir.
Yeah.
And do a quickie commercial for the Kardashians. I have no fucking idea how society or life works.
He's made 275 movies.
Yeah. I saw Ian McKellen the other day pimp a diet called Eating Shit. So it's on the horizon. It's on the horizon.
Yeah. Oh, he's on the eat shit diet.
Yeah. Right.
Eat and shit, but not eating shit.
Yeah, mine is the eating shit. Mm-hmm. And it's got to be substantial. You weigh the meal, and then you got to get 90% of that weight out. You weigh the shit on the way out.
Oh, I want you with a blonde crew cut going, "Stop the insanity!"
Yeah. I love Susan Powder. I love her because I love any workout person that goes, "You want to lose the weight? First, you got to breathe. You can't forget to breathe. I'm asking you to breathe." It's like, okay.
Yeah.
If you
Chris
work out-
Carolla breathed just fine. The pounds did not melt. Like anyone who works in breathing,
Yeah.
into anyone who's currently breathing, I'm looking at that as filler and a waste of time.
Right.
I'm looking for good. Like if I've had lots of conversations. When you go to these races, you'll go in with the race official, and he'll go, double yellow is you can drive, but it's not a local yellow. That's a full course yellow. So if you do 2 yellows, that's a full track yellow. If you see 1, that's local. That's just in that corner. If you see the yellow with the white, that means there's safety equipment on the road, but there's no passing under the yellow. But you can pass the safety truck, and then some. But he never goes and breathe.
Yeah.
He's passing information along. The breathing, I'm already breathing.
Yeah.
I don't need to remind, even when I'm sleeping and dreaming of Joe McHale dying in that mire.
My God.
I'm still breathing. All right, sorry.
There's a new documentary, 3-piece documentary on Netflix about The Biggest Loser. Just watched it this weekend.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and man, that Bob Harper, even at the end of it when they're like, by the way, this show kind of really ruined people's lives and metabolisms and bodies, he was like, I don't give 2 shits.
Yeah.
Bob Harper does not care. He made his millions off of it and walked away.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I got into a big argument with that guy on the air once. And I've kind of conjiggered my thoughts about it a little bit, but I used to be real staunch this way because I grew up and have had relations with people, men and women, who just looked fucking fantastic in their bathing suits. And these were amongst the laziest, ill-eating, chain-smoking, hard-drinking, lack of exercise, using fuck-ups I'd ever met in my life. And then the shirt would come off, and then it would look like these guys were just living in the gym. And I've known some girls that were this way, and everyone would always come up to them and go, like, what do you do? What's your secret? And they would always say something stupid, like, I played soccer when I was 12. It's like, okay. I always want to jump in and go, this guy's smoking and drinking and fucking eats like shit. It's called genetics.
It's called being Italian.
That's what they look like.
Yeah.
That's what they look like. And then there was my mom, who there's nothing she could do to escape with this thing. She was always on a diet. She was always doing, and it just couldn't. And I was trying to explain to him, you talk all you want, but my buddies growing up, there's nothing you could do to get them to look bad in their swim trunks. And by the way, I knew dudes, there's nothing you could do to get them to look good in their trunks. And it's just fucking genetics. And we just argued.
I've worked with women that are obese, and they come to work and they bring a Tupperware with salad and some, chicken, skinless chicken. And they don't go to the snacks, and then they come in the next day and they still weigh 185 pounds. You go, what are you doing at night? Or is this just genetic?
It's mostly all genetic, and you can affect part of it, but not enough. Nothing will ever take the place of a great genetic hand.
Yes.
And you see women, like you go, oh, that's how that person is cut. Mm-hmm. Like I just say cut. It's not really about weight. It's like you look at Emily Ratajkowski and you just go, oh, she's just cut different than chicks with big hips and A cup or whatever. It's like, I don't know. You want to talk to her how she got a D cup bosom, or is that just how they are? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think they say that your body has a weight that it's sort of like it just wants to find.
Yeah,
there's like a baseline weight that most of us have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's where the chin skim comes in.
Changing God's will.
Changing God's will, one neck at a time.
Look at that.
Now,
like a cock ring.
First off, I like that they have a white one and a black one. I like that we're diverse now. And what we do is we take a waif model so you know it works, and we put them on the waif model so you know it works.
Now, if a white woman wears the black one, is that blackface?
There's a cultural appropriation.
Yeah.
Like if a white woman puts on the black one and then makes tacos, we're gonna have a problem.
Yeah, right.
You understand?
Yeah.
Now, how does it work? I'm intrigued, but I just want to know, like, is there science behind this? And I think the idea is you keep it up in your sleep. All right, it's our first ever face innovation. It's here. It's a must-have. Oh, I didn't know it was a must-have. I got the show short. I wasn't aware of that it was a must. It's a must-have face wrap. Boasts our signature sculpting fabric, which is good for under the skirt, but once you remove it, okay. And features collagen yarns. Oh, we now infuse everything with everything. Everything's infused.
Yeah.
We should have never let women use the word infuse, and we should have never let them use the word deep, because they'll go, we're going to have someone come in here and do a deep clean on this condo. I go, what do you mean? You mean a Mexican's going to mop?
Yeah.
No, but a deep clean. With just a regular, what do you mean a deep clean? Deep clean. Sherry says we need to do a deep clean.
Yeah. All right.
Or we just clean, right?
Yeah. There's weed-infused toothpicks I saw the other day, and I was like, what happened to a pop can? Like, that was good enough. Like, I don't need weed. No.
Soft jaw. The collagen yarn for ultra soft jaw support, Velcro, I don't know, closures, is that what that says? This is very small for me to read from this distance. That's why I'm struggling.
Oh,
but
yeah.
20 minutes into the struggle.
Velcro closures at the top and nape of the neck allow for easy everyday wear.
Every day.
Every day. But is this shit going to start becoming like slippers, where it started off as inside and now it's Walmart? You know what I mean? Like people are walking around at airports with slippers and curlers. Like, is the skim shit, or people are going to start going out in full skims?
Yeah. My mom goes out in curlers. Same thing.
Yeah. If I got the jaw thing, I'd start short. I'm just going to run out to the car, grab my backpack. Then at a certain point, it's like, well, the mailbox is still on my property, technically. And then it's a certain point where it's like, I'll go to Starbucks. I'll pre-order this. I'll just run in, and before you know it, you're just going about
You're on the red carpet.
Yeah, you're at Rick Caruso's
Yeah. Who are you
yacht.
wearing? Skin. Next skin.
Well, once we make it to the airport, we're now pot committed, right?
Yeah.
Because if you're wearing shit to the airport, there's nowhere in society you can't wear it, because you don't go to the airport for an hour. You go to the airport for 2 hours, and then you go to Atlanta, and then you go to another airport, and meanwhile you're on a plane, right? So it's on.
I'm worried that, look, I'm into it. My neck looks like somebody microwaved it at some point, and there's a big flap here. So I want to try this, but that would mean that when I go to bed, I have an eye mask, I put in earbuds.
Right.
I have these, I keep bending my wrists, so I have these wrist guards I wear. I have a mouth guard for when I'm grinding my teeth.
Right.
And now I'm going to have the neck. I'm going to look like I'm getting ready for a boxing match.
RoboCop.
Yeah.
At a certain point, we're just going to put you in that outfit that the guy thought he could fight a grizzly bear in. Your wife would be like, it took Greg a while to figure out how to sleep standing up, but he's got it now. He's in the bear. He's in the grizzly man outfit. He fought a grizzly. Look, I'm not saying a grizzly would break in because we're in Venice Beach, but if it did, I'll tell you, I sleep a little easier knowing that Greg is upright in the grizzly combat suit and ready to go.
It just shows you where my fucking mental state is, that's what it takes for me to face my dreams. I'm not dreaming about Joel McHale. I'm dreaming about my ex-agent trying to end my career. I got a lot of neurotic thoughts going. Never working again in Dayton, Kentucky because of last time. That's why I need mouth guards and
the grind.
Wrist guards.
Well, I think we can integrate the SKIMS chin clip into the face guard, the earplugs, the mouthpiece, and the shin guards and whatever.
Pillow between my legs.
When you get up, you're like a Major League Baseball player taking a walk and getting to first base and just unclamping all the shit, hands it to the bat boy. Like Fitzdog stands with them and pulls a bunch of gear off and just hands it to the squire.
I got a corner man that takes out my mouthpiece.
Takes him out.
Tony Stark and Iron Man just starts pulling things off.
We got the story about the face skims. All right, let's see if we can figure out what this is. Can I say this, though? You can't use waif models to sell your product for people that have 3 chins to girls that are 22 and have 0 chins.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It always reminded me, there's a great George Carlin joke where he was, old joke, but he was talking about zit cream. and it was like in the back of a magazine or something. And he goes, you know it works because the first picture is a drawing of a face that had dots on it, and then the second drawing was ones with no dots. It's like, but that's kind of like you modelly fucking skim shit on wave models does not mean it works.
All right,
let's see.
Now we are going to offer amazing face shapewear.
Kim Kardashian's SKIMS debuting its first ever shapewear offering for faces. The brand dropped its latest export July 29th, with Instagram pics seeing models showing off the Seamless Sculpt Face Wrap, detailing its, quote, signature sculpting fabric and infused with collagen yarns. As the company's co-founder fawned over the new SKIMS product on her Instagram story.
And it's just this like amazing jaw support. You can see it just snatches your little chinny chin with the jaw, and it's super comfortable to wear at night or just around the house. I really wanted to do these.
And eventually to the airport for black people.
We've been working on it for a long time, so I'm really happy that you guys can see it.
Yeah, it's a brand new day across the multi-billion-dollar company, following multiple launches for underwear and accessory lines, with the brand seeing a steady popularity stream since its 2019 debut. SKIMS also enlisting model Jasmine Alicia to demo her morning ritual reveal.
Look at this. My favorite part is how this goes around your neck, because the other ones slip off so easily, and the fabric is infused with collagen. Shout out to SKIMS for giving me this snatched jawline. Let's see what this hair is looking like. The way the SKIMS face shaper has elevated my entire morning shed is crazy. Like, my jawline has never been this snatched.
I think it gave her a lisp, though.
Yeah. I know. Listen, I don't say this often, but you know, the terrorists aren't wrong about everything.
No,
you know what I mean?
No.
Like they do make certain points about our society.
Sure.
And I will have to tip my cap to the boys at Al Qaeda once in a while. Like, there's certain things you do get around about our bloated, sad society. Yeah, maybe make a few points.
I'd like to see the next couple jets fly into
towers,
into the towers of the Kardashians.
Kardashian towers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
up to the valley.
You should buy a bunch of these and then repackage them as taints, where you just sell it to old guys who want their balls to come back up when their balls start sagging in old age.
I gotta say, you know, spending a whole weekend in that race car with the 6-way harness through the middle of the legs and the super tight seat with not a lot of padding on it. Yes, having a prodigious sack is not helpful in that environment.
Maybe I add that to my sleepwear.
Oh, yeah.
Keep the balls up tight.
Sack hammock. Get those things pulled up.
You can do a promo like Anthony Hopkins. Just get your balls right on the internet.
You can do a thing where you're like, do you know that 41% of males over the age of 61 suffer from sack torsion-related injuries? And it's like 9 hours of sleeping on a twisted sack with a torsion issue, cutting off blood supply. That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Squashing one on a rollover. Does that ever wake you up in the middle of the night?
The commercials, like two middle guys sitting on a porch, like, hey, you hear what happened to Ron? Ron, who runs the marathons? No. He doesn't run marathons anymore. Not with the sack torsion. Wow. He didn't get the Fitzdog sack hammock? No, he ignored the pleas of his wife. Now he's in bad shape. Yeah, sack torsion is a big deal. As you get older, your sack ages. It gets further and further away from your taint, and then that gets twisted up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like a tree. You know how you can tell the age of a tree by the rings?
Yep.
If you measure how far down your balls are, it's a quarter of an inch per year after the age of 40.
My balls are so far down now.
Yeah.
I start from the floor to save time. I actually save. It's a time. Look, I'm busy, obviously, but it became.
This is another one of his products, the ruler that measures from the floor up. You can get it free.
It's so much faster for me just to go from the hardwood up.
Yeah, right. The testy tester.
Yeah.
Right. Wow. So you know the length of your taint to the ground, and then you just subtract that amount from the total distance.
Right. I used to start from the from the taint, but now I start from the hardwood and I go up.
Yeah.
To save time.
Jesus, how much time you got left until you're on the ground?
Well, I have to check. I have a laminate in the glove box. I can check that. I don't have it on me if that's what you're asking. But there's a laminate. There's one. Yeah. There's one that says tipping on one side, and it's got sack death. It's a clock on the other, and I can figure it out because they say there's your actual age and then your sack biological age.
That's right. Yeah.
And so they factor in different things like, were you ever involved with the rodeo? In any professional capacity.
Yeah.
Did you ride a unicycle? I have to check off some of those boxes.
Right. Trampolining. How much trampolining did you do as a child?
Trampolining have you done? Things of that nature. How big is your dad's sack? Things of that nature.
Yeah.
And they factor it all in.
Right. Right. Yeah. You have to weigh your balls.
Right.
Because that will affect the gravity.
Right. Do you spend a lot of time in the pool where you're at a gravity depth where it's actually helping now? And if you were a swimmer, let's just say, I swam at a high level starting at about 15 all the way through, the Olympic trials, by the way, then you got a lot of sack longevity.
Climate? Were you in the Siberian or Scandinavian
zone? How close
zones?
to the equator do you live?
Yes.
How close to the prime meridian do you live?
Right.
And such and so forth.
Humidity.
Humidity's a big thing.
Yeah.
Are you a tighty-whitey or were you a boxer guy in the 70s?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Were you the kind of guy who wore cutoffs and went commando? Were you a sweatpant guy who rode them low instead of hiked them up? There's a lot of questions.
Did you have a Puerto Rican girlfriend who worked the sack?
That's on there.
Yeah.
Were you with a sack worker?
Yeah.
Were you someone who was sack-centric?
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Sock sucker. Yeah.
Do you masturbate on your back or do you stand in the shower?
Right. Or are you on all fours? Right.
I didn't put that as a possibility, but I can add that.
It's Irish, yeah. I should say all threes.
Yeah, you're right. Let's be honest. Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah, are you on all threes? Right,
right.
Mm-hmm. These are all important questions.
They're all
in terms
on the
of
laminate.
sack longevity.
And it's really, I think with my grandfather, I remember seeing him when I was a kid and looking up and thinking, that's my future. Grandpa, he wore the boxer shorts.
Right.
And they would fall out, and I would just think, my God, calf level.
That's right.
Yeah.
Grandpa doesn't have much left.
Was until your wife's hand went a little higher up the thigh when you were fishtailing in that Mustang. And it's all downhill from there, Fitz.
Right.
All right. I don't know where we go from there. I think home.
Yeah.
You can go to AdamCarolla.com for all the live shows coming up, Provo and Torrance. That's a fun place. The place that was called The End now.
I did it, but I had to cancel because I didn't sell enough tickets.
Oh, well, we'll work it out next time because they'd love you over there. That's a fun place. Just go to AdamCarolla.com for all live shows. Rudy, where do we go? Rudy's a real funny stand-up, by the way.
Thanks, bud. I got a couple of shows I would like to pimp. October 3rd, I will be at Snarky Loon Brewing in Jenkins, Minnesota, northern Minnesota. I'm going back home for a couple of days, and then October 4th, I'm going to St. Cloud, Minnesota to do Beaver Island Brewing. So.
And Fitzdog's going to be at the Comedy Store in La Jolla, and he's also going to be at the Comedy Works in Denver. Both great clubs. GregFitzsimmons.com is where you go. Until next time, it's Adam for Fitzdog and Rudy saying mahalo.